So good morning everyone. Let us start Unit 4 in Web Technologies. So what is Unit 4 in Web Technologies? PHP. What do we mean by PHP? Personal homepage. So I wanted to tell you a brief introduction to PHP and then we'll go into the next contents of the unit. So first we have started HTML. Actually what is about Web Technologies? We are using HTML, we are using CSS for generating static web pages. As I told you in the beginning of this subject, we have two types of web pages. Two types of web pages. So we can create static web page or we can also create dynamic web page. So hypertext markup language, cascading style sheets, all these are for generating static web pages. So we know what is a HTML, hypertext markup language, CSS, cascading style sheets, and we know web pages are of two types, static and dynamic. For creating static web pages, we are using HTML and CSS. Now, what is PHP? PHP is for creating dynamic web pages. Creating dynamic web pages. So till now we know how to create a login page, how to create a registration page using HTML tags. Now we are moving into a bit further that we need to create a dynamic web pages with the help of personal home page. The originally general form of PHP is personal home page, but it is also called as, or it stands for hypertext preprocessor. Hypertext preprocessor. So PHP we can call it a personal home page or we can call it hypertext preprocessor, and we are using this for dynamic generating dynamic web pages. And it is case sensitive. What do you mean by case sensitive? As I already told you, there is a difference between hike and there is a difference between hike. So if you are using all the uppercase letters and if you are using first word capital or if you are using all small lowercase letters, there is a difference. Case sensitive in the sense there is a difference between uppercase and lowercase. Not case sensitive means you can use any kind of letters. So to summarize this, PHP is generally called as personal home page. We can also call it as hypertext preprocessor. PHP is used mainly for creating dynamic web pages and it is a case sensitive. Then who created this? PHP was created by a Danish programmer in 1995. So PHP personal home page created by a Danish programmer in 1995. Who was the programmer? Rasmus Lindroth. Rasmus Lindroth. He was the person who is responsible for creating dynamic web pages. So what we have discussed till now, web pages are of two types, static web pages and dynamic web pages. For creating static web pages, we are using HTML and CSS. For creating dynamic web pages, now we are learning about PHP. PHP is nothing but personal home page. It stands for what the individual meaning of PHP? Hypertext preprocessor. So it is invented in 1995. It is created in 1995 by Danish programmer called Rasmus Lindroth, and it is case sensitive. Case sensitive in the sense we have the difference between uppercase letters and lowercase letters. And what is the important point here? PHP is a server-side scripting language. So we know what is Java, we know what is OOPS, object-oriented languages, scripting languages, some theory-based languages. Likewise, what is PHP? PHP is also a programming language which is server-side scripting language. And as I already told you, it is used for creating dynamic web pages. So PHP is used for creating dynamic web pages. It is a programming language which will come under the category of server-side scripting language. So to summarize, PHP is personal home page. It is also called as hypertext preprocessor. PHP is used for creating dynamic web pages. It is case sensitive. PHP is created in 1995 by Danish programmer Rasmus. And finally, PHP is a server-side scripting language. So the next one, how to create PHP script. So you know how to create HTML programs. You know what is JavaScript. JavaScript is used for validating. So with HTML we are creating static web pages. With the JavaScript, we are validating the static web pages. Previously, we know how to create XML documents also. Using DTD, document type definition, and document object model, we are validating that. Using some XML parsers, we are validating that XML files also. Now I already created the PHP file, and I need to know how to create these PHP scripts. So if you see here, PHP scripts are plain text files. So what is a PHP script? It is a text file. So what it contains? It contains PHP instructions, JavaScript, and HTML language also. So I am going to create PHP scripts now. PHP script is nothing but a text file. In that text file, I can have PHP instructions, JavaScript. I can have HTML language also. Now, how we can create these PHP scripts? I must have PHP instructions. I must have JavaScript. And I must have HTML language also. All these three together called as PHP script. So the second point, PHP script can be created in three ways. First one in XML style, second in short style, third one script style. So first of all, now introduction to PHP we are completed. Next point is creating the PHP scripts. Script is nothing but a text file, plain text file. And it should contain instructions, PHP instructions, JavaScript, HTML language also. So how to create, what it should have, we know. But what are the ways to create? We have three different ways to create the PHP script. First way of creating is XML style. Second way of creating is short style. Third way of creating is script style. So let us see one by one what are the different styles we have. So first one, short style. So if you see, we have syntax also. So this is the first style of creating PHP scripts. So first one is the short style, which is the simplest style of writing PHP scripts. So first one is short style of creating PHP pages, which is the simplest one. So what is the syntax? See here. We have the angular braces followed by question mark and PHP code block. Ending tag also will be there. So question mark followed by angular braces. So for HTML we have some. For example, take the image tag. In HTML we have opening tag and closing tag for image. For example, if you take XML file, for XML file also we have some opening tags and closing tags. Similarly, what is the syntax of PHP? Angular braces, question mark, PHP code, followed by the closing tag, question mark and angular braces. So the basic syntax. Angular braces, question mark, PHP code, closing tag. This is the open tag for PHP. This is the close tag for PHP. So important thing you need to understand here is we have three different ways to create the PHP script. In that first way is short style, which is the simplest way of creating the PHP scripts. So what it means actually? The syntax of short style interferes with the XML document declarations. So the XML declaration and PHP declarations are same. So the XML declarations and PHP declarations are same for the shortest style. So what is the syntax? Angular braces with question mark, which is the opening tag. Question mark with the angular braces, which is the closing tag for PHP. So what is the second method? Second style of creating the PHP scripts is script style. So script style also have the syntax. If you see here we are using script language element. Generally, what is the syntax? Angular braces, question mark, PHP code, followed by the closing tag, question mark and angular braces. This is the simplest syntax for short script. But our second way is script style. This is the second way of creating PHP scripts. For that, what syntax we have? Like before, how we used the syntax of JavaScript. we are using a scripting language element here. In second unit, we used to write script language equal to double quotations JavaScript. If you people remember, in unit 2 we used to write like this: script language, double quotations, JavaScript, angular braces close. There we are using JavaScript as the scripting language. Here we are using PHP as the scripting language. So our syntax should be angular braces, script language, double quotations, PHP, closing of angular braces, script tag close. So this is close of script tag. So in unit 2, same syntax we have, but we are using the scripting language there as JavaScript. Here we are using the scripting language PHP. So what the difference here? In the double quotations we are mentioning PHP as the scripting language. What is the syntax for script style? Angular braces, script language equal to double quotations PHP, angular braces close. Since we have opened the tag for script, we should close the tag for script. So script style is mainly used while working with HTML editor. So when we are using this style of creating the PHP script, while we work with HTML editor, we are going to use the script style of generating PHP scripts. We are talking about generating PHP scripts. We have 3 different ways for generating PHP scripts. In that, second one is script style. So here we are using PHP scripts, so we mentioned the script as PHP. In second unit, we have used the scripting language JavaScript, so we mentioned here JavaScript in second unit. Here our way of representing scripting language is in PHP. We are generating PHP scripts. So I mentioned here scripting language PHP. So since I opened the tag for script, I should close the tag for script. So what is the use of this script style? When you want to work with the HTML editor, you must work with the script style only, because the other 2 styles are not supported in HTML editor. The other 2 styles are not supported in HTML editor. So if you see here, what are the 3 different styles we have? XML style, short style, script style we have. This XML style and short style will not work in HTML editor. In HTML editor, this XML style and short style will not work. So obviously, the script style only will work in HTML editor. So while we are working with HTML editor, we should work with script style way of creating PHP scripts. So see here, XML is the most commonly used one for creating. Next one is XML style. XML is most commonly used for creating PHP scripts. This is used in XML or XHTML. So first way is XML style, where it is used either in XML files or XHTML. So these points you should remember. Syntax is same in 3 ways of creating PHP scripts. What is the difference? The first style, XML style, is used while we are working with XML files or XHTML documents. So what is the second one? Second one is the short style. This short style is the simplest way of creating the PHP scripts. Where it is used, it is recommended for XHTML documents only. Okay. Then third one is the scripting way of scripting style of having the PHP scripts. So this scripting style is mainly used in HTML editor. So first one, XML file. First type of creating the PHP scripts is XML file. It is used in XML or XHTML. So second way of creating the PHP script is short style. This short style is only used in XHTML. Third way of creating the PHP script is script style. This is used in HTML editor. So we have 3 different ways for creating PHP scripts. These 3 different ways are used in 3 different places. So let us see how to run the PHP script in Jam server. So what is the server we have? Jam server. You need to execute the PHP programs. So till now you know what is PHP, how to create a PHP file you know. Now you need to execute this PHP file. For executing the PHP file we need the Jam server. We'll see how we can execute. So this is the basic idea of how we can execute the PHP program. See, we have a client program, we have the server program also. See, you can see the connections and how I have written the PHP code step by step you can see here. So this is how we can execute the PHP program in a Jam server. We have the client, near the client we have given the welcome.php hyperlink we have given. Background program was running in server. So actually welcome.php program was running in server mission. What is the content of this welcome.php program? Echo is used for printing. In C language we have printf and scanf, right? How printf and scanf are used in C language? In PHP language we will use the echo word for printing the output. So if you see here, I have opened the PHP tag. Content of the program is printing the PHP. So this main program is running in server mission. From here we are passing this to the client mission, where we can see only the dynamic web page. On the client mission we are seeing only dynamic web page. If you open Amazon home page, you can see different options on Amazon homepage. Amazon homepage you are seeing one client mission. The program behind that Amazon homepage will run in the server mission. Same way welcome.php program is running in server mission. If we run this program, what output we'll get, that we are displaying on the client mission. So some people have written code for Amazon and Flipkart also. If that code is executed without errors, then only Amazon website will display for us. Same way, welcome.php is my program. I have used echo word and double quotations to print the output. The output is displayed on the client mission. So when you create HTML pages and run in the Google Chrome, this is what you see. If you create the registration page or login page, and when you open that in the Google Chrome, that Google Chrome will act as the client mission, where you can see output. So see here, response output is given in the form of response to the client. From client, if they get back anything, again that will be stored in the server mission. So we have client and server. In server we are executing the program. Output is displayed on the client mission. So my program here is welcome.php, which will give the output of PHP hyperlink. So the responses are taken as the output to the client. Meanwhile, you have to remember 3 points here. By default, the output of the PHP program will be raw data only, not the organized data. In the last class, we have discussed what is the organized data, what is the formatted data, and you know what is the raw data. So by default, the output of the PHP program will be raw data only. And as I already told you, this raw data only sent to the client in the form of the responses. What is the second point? This raw data is sent to the client in the form of response. And by default, the output of the PHP will be in the HTML format. So the 3 points you should remember very clearly is, from now onwards we are talking separately about client and server. While we are executing HTML programs and while we are executing CSS programs, there is no separate client, there is no separate server. Output and question both are in the same mission. But while we are talking about PHP, we need to talk separately about server mission and separately about client mission. Because raw data is generated in the form of response as a output at the server side. The output here is response. That response is in the form of raw data, and that is given as the output to client by the server. So our main program will be in server mission. By executing that main program, output is sent to client in the form of the response. So let us see what is the example and how we can execute this. So this is your first PHP program. So the basic opening tag and closing tag. Echo is the word used for printing something. So this is the first program. So I have named it as intro.php. Login.html you will name to your login page, right? If you want to execute HTML programs, you will save the program as login.html. Same way I am giving introduction to PHP. So I am saving the program as intro.php. Extension is .php. Extension is .php. So echo is the word used to print the output. So what I wanted to print as output? Introduction to PHP is the first sentence that I will get in the output because I am using the word echo. Next I am using space. So slash n is used for next line. So welcome next line to next line PHP. So the output will be welcome to PHP in the next lines. So first single line introduction to PHP echo. So output also will be introduction to PHP single line. Next I am using slash n. Slash n means next line. So I have given next line welcome, next line to, next line PHP. So I want a break between welcome and break between to and PHP also. So the output will be like this in 3 different lines. Welcome to PHP. So this is your first program in PHP. Extension will be .php. Echo is the word used for printing. Let us go for one more example. So here we will have intro.php program. So what it should print? It should print welcome to PHP. So when this PHP program is executed, the matter to print as the output is welcome to PHP. This welcome to PHP is sent as response to client, and here on the client side we will get welcome to PHP. So intro.php program is executed on server. Echo symbol is used for printing the output. So my content is welcome to PHP. That sentence is given as response to client. So client will display welcome to PHP. So let us see what are the steps we have to execute the PHP files in the JAM server. So what step, how you can run PHP scripts under JAM server. So what is the server I am using? JAM. About this JAM server we will discuss in Web Technologies lab. Now these are the different steps we have. These steps are followed to execute the PHP program in JAM server. So first what you have to do? You have to create a folder. Name the folder as PHP programming, and this folder should be in the address C drive JAM folder HD docs. This HD docs is nothing but server root folder. So first you need to create a folder and name the folder as PHP programming. This folder should be in C drive JAM folder HD docs folder. What is the HD docs folder? That is server root. This is the first step. Next what you have to do? You have to save the file. Intro.php file you have to save in that folder. In the C drive, in the JAM folder, in the HD docs, you have created PHP programming folder. In this folder you have to save the file intro.php. Okay, this is saving the files. First creating a folder, next naming the folder as PHP programming, saving this folder in C drive JAM folder HD docs, where HD docs is a server root. There you need to save a file intro.php. Next what you have to do? Go to the start button, click on all programs, select JAM software, open the JAM control panel, start the Apache. So you need to start the Apache software. So first creating a folder, naming the folder as PHP programming, saving the folder in C drive JAM HD docs. This HD docs is a server root. Here you have to save the file So here you have to create the PHP programming folder. Here you have to save the file intro.php. After creating the path like this, you have to go for start button, click on all programs, open the Jam server and start the Apache. Then finally open the web browser and type the following statement, then you will get the output. Localhost PHP programming intro.php. If you type that in the web browser, you will get the output of that program. So first you have to create the folder, name the folder as PHP programming, save this folder as C drive, Jam folder, HD docs. After that you need to click on the start button, all programs, Jam server, then control panel. In that you have to start the Apache. After doing all these things, so you have created the folder, you have created the file also, and you have started the Apache software also. After doing all these things, if you open web browser and type localhost PHP programming intro.php, you will get the output of intro.php. What is this localhost? C drive, Jam, HD docs, all these will come under localhost. PHP programming you only created. Intro.php also you only created. So intro.php is your file you only created. That is your coding file. PHP programming is your folder. That also you only created. Rest of the address will be localhost. If you open all these things in the web browser, you will get the output for intro.php. So let us see. So till now what we have discussed. In today's class we have started unit 4. We have seen the introduction for PHP. Then we have seen how to create the PHP scripts. Then we have seen how to run the PHP scripts on the Jam server. Then we have seen the example for PHP. Then we have seen what are the steps to be followed to run a program. Now we will go into what are the variables in PHP. So what is a variable generally? Variable is a container to store the data. Same way in PHP also variable have the same definition. So variable is a container which is used to store the value. So every programming language will have a set of rules for naming the variable. Simple. In C language, Java language, Python language, in every programming language we have the concept of variables. So variable is the container which is used to store the data. So in every programming language we will have a set of rules for naming the variables. Let us see what are those. So what are the rules to be followed in PHP for creating the variables? Every variable must start with a dollar symbol. First rule. So variable is used to store the data. Variable is a container in which we are storing the data. Every programming language will have the concept of variables. And in every programming language we will have some set of rules to create the variables. In PHP, what is the rule number 1 to name the variable? Every variable must start with a dollar symbol. So $var. So var is a variable with the dollar symbol. See the example. $var is valid variable. If you don't have dollar symbol in front of the variable name, it is not valid. Next one, a variable name must start with a letter or underscore. So you can start underscore var or directly var also you can start. First thing, variable should have dollar symbol before it. Second thing, variable name should start with underscore or any letter. Third point, variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. What do you mean by alphanumeric characters? A to Z alphabets, 0 to 9 and special characters. So you can have any special characters, A to Z alphabets and 0 to 9 digits also. So first point, every variable should start with a dollar symbol. Variable name can start with letter or underscore. Next point, variable name should contain only alphanumeric characters and underscores. And last thing, variable name should not contain space. So if you want to create variable as book, dollar symbol, book, dollar symbol underscore book, you should not have spaces in variable names. And lastly, PHP has no limit on the length of variables. So these are the rules to be followed while we are creating the variables. First thing, variable name should start with a dollar symbol. Next, variable name can have alphanumeric characters or underscores. Second thing, variables should not have spaces. Third thing, it must not contain space. It must start with letter or underscore. And finally, in PHP, we don't have a limit on length of variable size. So we'll see what we have discussed till now. So what is PHP? What are the three different ways we have to create the PHP scripts? And what is the syntax for three different scripts? Syntax for three different scripts. Finally, if you are using the scripting style in HTML header, then you must mention the scripting language as PHP. Then how you can run the PHP program in Jam server. How the server is sending output as response to client. Then example PHP program to print introduction to PHP and welcome to PHP. Then finally, what are the rules to be followed for running the PHP program in Jam server? What is a variable? What are the rules we have for creating variables? So example program. So see here, I have created two variables A and B. So while creating the variable, I should use the symbol dollar. So $A, I have assigned the value 10. $B is also a variable, I have assigned the value 20. Now I want to print whatever I want to print, I will give in the statement echo. If you see here, I have used the double quotations and I want to print the value of $A and $B. Value of $A is 10, that I got here. We have the plus symbol here. So that symbol also I got here. Finally, value of $B 20, that I got here. So you know how to declare a variable using dollar. You should use underscore or you should not use any spaces. You should definitely use the dollar symbol and there is no limit on creating the variables. Now in this program, I have created two variables $A and B. Value of variable A is 10. Value of variable B is 20. Now I am using double quotations and echo statement, which means whatever is there in double quotations that will print as the output. So what we have? $A, which means 10. I have initialized this variable to 10. $B 20. Now what it will print? The values of $A and $B as it is, it will print. So 10 plus 20 will be the output for this program. So if you want to add them, you have one more method. See here, if you use single quotations, instead of using double quotations, if you use single quotations, whatever you have written in echo statement, same will print as the output. I have given A value 10 and I have given B value 20. Now I want to add this A plus B and I need to print the output. But if I use double quotations, I will get the assigned values for that variables. If I use single quotations, I will get the same. If I use single quotations, I will get the same output. So if I return echo double quotations $A plus $B colon, then I will get value of $A 10 plus value of $B 20. This will be the output when you are using double quotations. But if I write echo single quotations $A plus $B colon, so while I am using single quotation, whatever the statement I have used in the echo as it is, I will get as the output $A plus $B. So I have used single quotations here, so I got it as the output. In this previous program we have used double quotations, so the values assigned for these variables. So what are the variables here? A comma B. While we are using double quotations, the values assigned for these variables will print as the output. Next we will see then one more example. See here, this is the actual output I want. So I have created two variables A and B. I have given them the values 10 and 20 and I am not using any sort of quotations here. So I got the addition. So when we are using double quotations, we will get the assigned values as output. When we are using the single quotations, we will get the same sentence as output. When we don't use any quotations, we will get the output of this. So echo message or string in double quotations. So same message will get as output. Echo some message in single quotations. So same single quotations message will get. But if we don't use any sort of quotations in echo statement, then addition will be performed for 10 plus 20 and we'll get the output 30. So let us see. Here we have used double quotations in the echo statement. So the assigned values for $A and $B are 10 and 20 that we got in the output. Here we have used single quotations. So as it is, $A and $B came in the output, not the assigned values. In the next example, we have not used any quotations in the echo statement. So the addition performed for the variables A and B and we got the output as 30. So this is how addition performed. Now we will see what are the valid statements in a PHP and what are the invalid statements in PHP. So if you want to declare a variable, you should declare it with dollar symbol. So echo $A, $B are valid statements. Same time you can declare two variables also, like $A, $B. That is also a valid statement. Instead of echo, you cannot use the word print, that is the invalid statement, and the output will be error. Instead of echo, if you use the word print, that is not considered as a valid statement which will print you error. Instead you can have print $A colon, print $B colon also. These two will be considered as the valid statement. But if you use print creating multiple variables at a time, using print we cannot create multiple variables at a time and that will be a invalid statement. So echo will be the valid statement for creating variables. Echo can create multiple values at the same time. Print can create a single variable at a time. But using the word print, we cannot create multiple variables at a time, which will give you a error. So let us see the explanation for this. Yes, I want to print welcome to PHP as a output. So I have created variable S1 welcome, variable S2 2, S3 PHP. Now I want to print this welcome to PHP as a single sentence. For that I am creating another variable S4 and I am concatenating all the three variables, which is nothing but a string concatenation, and I am printing only variable S4, which will give you the output welcome to PHP. So $S1 is the variable 1 for storing welcome. $S2 is the variable for storing 2. $S3 is the variable for storing PHP. Now you want to perform string concatenation similar to other programming languages. So $S4, this string should concatenate S1, $S1, S2, S3. By concatenating all these things, I need to print $S4. If you observe here, I am not using any quotations while writing the echo statement. That's why I got the output as welcome to PHP. I have created the variables, I have stored the matter in them, and I did the string concatenation. But while I am writing the echo statement, I have not used any quotations. So I got the output as welcome to PHP. If you use quotations here, if you use double quotations or single quotations while typing the echo, then you will not get the welcome to PHP output. So you should not use the any type of quotations to get the desired output. So one more example. Before example is the right way. Now this example is the wrong version of the program. So if you use single quotations while creating this $S4, if you use single quotations while printing also, you will get this matter in the single quotations only. So you have in single quotations you have $S1, S2 and S3. So if you use single quotations while declaring S4 variable, then output also will be what you have, what matter you have in single quotations, that only will be in output also. So and the last example, assigning by reference method. So for A I have given some value. So for A I have given some value. Initially we have the memory for A and the value in A is 10. Then what I have done, I have created a variable B and I have stored this A in variable B. Then what I have done, I increased the variable B to 1. Then what will store here? 11 will store here. While I am printing A and B, I will get both the values as 11 only. Initially I have given the A value 10. Then memory is created to store the A value 10. Then I created variable B and I have stored the address of A in variable B. Now I incremented variable B by 1 and I want to print this variable A and variable B. So already A is stored in B, B value is incremented by 1. So both A and B will be 11 only. So we are writing a PHP program. This PHP program is to assign the value by reference method. So both A and B will get the value 11 only. Initially A is declared as 10 and B is declared as A. Now B is incremented by 1. So both A and B while printing will get 11 only. So let us see what all we have discussed today. So we have started unit 4 by discussing what is PHP and what are the ways to create for PHP scripts and what is the syntax for 3 different ways. Then how you can run the PHP in XAMPP server. What is a response. Then what is simple example of PHP. Then we have started variables, rules for storing variables, example of variable program, and we have seen different examples. So we have seen different examples representing variables. In next class we will discuss what are the constants. So let us see what is constants. Next topic in unit 4 is constant. These constants also we will have in every programming language. So constants are the identifiers that are used to store values which cannot be changed during the execution of script. So variables are nothing but containers. These containers are used to store values and these values can be changed, while execution. So we have the concept of variables which are nothing but containers to store values. These values can be changed while executing. On the other side we have constants. Constants are called identifiers. These identifiers are used to store values and these values cannot be changed while execution. So two types of things we have in PHP, variables and constants. Variables are the containers which are used to store the values and we can change the values at execution. So constants are the identifiers which are used to store the values and we cannot change the value of constant while executing. So constants in PHP are case sensitive. Constants are identifiers used to store values and cannot be changed. Constants name do not start with dollar symbol. Valid constants name will start with underscore or letter followed by number or digits. So constant name will not start with dollar symbol. We can start the constant name with letter or underscore. So let us see what is the syntax we have for constants. Define double quotations constant name comma constant value colon. This is the syntax for constants. Define constant name and constant value double quotations and colon. This is the syntax for creating a constant. So constant is identifiers to store the values and we cannot change the value of constant while executing. Constant is case sensitive and constant name will not start with dollar symbol. Constant name can be started with letter or underscore. What is the syntax for creating constant? Define constant name, constant value, semicolon is the syntax for creating constants. So let us see the example. So I have defined constant a with value 10 and I want to print that a, but I incremented the value, that's why I got the error. So I have defined constant a with the value 10. Creating of constant is done. I want to print that constant, then I will get the output as 10. But in between I have incremented the value, that's why. See here in the third line, we have the error in line 3. What is the error? We have incremented the a value by 1. So if we do such kind of things, we will get the parse errors. Why this program we got error? If we write the program like this, and if we define the constant like this, and if we print the same constant, then we will get the output as 10 because our constant value is 10. But in the third line we have the error, we have incremented the a value, unexpectedly we got the parse error. So let us see. See here, if a constant is redefined, it might show a error message. So you should not redefine the constant. So you declared a constant a by giving value 10. You cannot redefine the a value again. So if you redefine, you will get the error. Here you redefined, so you got the error. So this is the simple point, very simple concept. We have the syntax for creating the constant and you can print that. Meanwhile, if you do such things like redefine of constants, then you will get the parse error. So let us see. So you have redefined the constant, that's why you got the error message. So the example for constant, if you want to get the value 10, then the example for the constant. We'll see in the next class.
Okay, madam.